All right, in this video, we're going to look at finding the derivative of a function using the definition of the derivative. Recall that the definition of the derivative, right, we find the derivative f prime of x by finding the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x, all divided by h. Remember that if we know f of x, we find f of 2 by substituting 2 in for the x. To find f of x plus h, we'll substitute x plus h in place of the x. So let's begin by looking at just a couple of exercises here. Number one, if I want to find the derivative, f prime of x, I'm going to find the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x all over h. And you can notice that the function f of x is 3x minus 4. For f of x plus h, I replace the x with x plus h. We're now going to expand or distribute the 3 to the to the x and to the h. So that will give us 3x plus 3h minus 4 minus 3x minus negative 4, all divided by h. One thing that you should notice is that all of the terms in the expansion of f of x plus h that do not have an h in them will have a match in the function f of x. So 3x minus 3x is 0, negative 4 plus 4 is 0, and you should quickly notice that all that's left in that numerator is the 3h. h divided by h is 1, and now the limit as h approaches 0 of the constant 3 is simply 3. So the derivative of f of x equals 3x minus 4 is simply f prime of x equals 4. Another example. Number 2, to find the derivative of f of x equals 2x squared plus 5, we're going to say that the derivative is equal to the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h minus f of x. And again, the brackets around those two functions is important. So we have f of x plus h, 2 times x plus h squared plus 5, minus f of x, 2x squared plus 5. When I distribute x plus h squared, that's going to give me x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. But notice that that whole quantity is being multiplied by 2. So when I distribute the 2, that's going to give me 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared plus 5 minus 2x squared minus 5, all divided by h. And again, notice we have a 2x squared minus 2x squared, 5 minus 5. Also notice that the 4xh, the 2h squared, those terms each have an h in them. I'm going to factor that h out, leave me with 4x plus 2h, all divided by h. h divided by h is 1. Now what we know is that the derivative is equal to the limit as h approaches 0 of 4x plus 2. Plus 2h. Then I'm going to take the 0 and plug it in for the h. And so we get 4x plus 2 times 0, which is simply 4x. So the derivative of the function 2x squared plus 5 is f prime of x equals 4x. Okay. Let's do another example. Number 3. If f of x equals x squared plus 3x minus 7, then the derivative of f of x will equal the limit as h approaches 0 of f of x plus h. So x plus h squared plus 3x plus h minus 7. That's f of x plus h minus f of x all divided by h. The expansion of my numerator will result in x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 3x plus 3h minus 7 minus x squared minus 3x plus 7, and then that's all divided by h. Once again, notice that the terms in the numerator that do not have h's in them have an opposite term as well. X squared minus x squared, 3x minus 3x, negative 7 plus 7. Those terms all cancel each other out. They add up to 0. Notice that the only terms left, the 2xh, the h squared, and the 3h, all have an h in them. When I factor the h out of those terms, my numerator will be h times 2x plus h squared, plus h plus 3, all divided by h. H divided by h will equal 1, so those cancel out. And we now have the limit, as h approaches 0, 2x plus h plus 3. We take the 0, and we plug it in for the h. So we're going to say that the derivative at this point equals 2x plus 0 plus 3. Or the derivative, f prime of x, is equal to 2x plus 3. And so that's the derivative. These take practice, okay? Finding the derivative of a function using the definition of the derivative. And I'm doing this exclusively with polynomial functions to start slow here. I would challenge you to pause the video at this point and give yourself a few minutes and attempt number 4 using the definition of the derivative. And if you do it correctly, okay, then you should be okay with this. So go ahead and pause the video for a moment and try number 4. So I hope that you tried number 4. And what you'll find is that the derivative, if you did it correctly, the derivative of f of x will give you 3x squared minus 3. Okay, so good luck with the definition of the finding derivative using the definition of the derivative.